Beeman here with episode 3 of TC Streets. In this episode, we will have an unhappy birthday, the events calendar, history highlight, and we will take an in-depth investigation of the chicken. This investigation will include multiple performances and an in-depth interview with my favorite chicken, Charles Big Chicken. So sit back and enjoy.
My uncle always said, there's honor among thieves. And he stole my bike.
Buzz Beeman here. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know, but there sure are a lot of them. Arriving on the scene 8,000 years ago in Southeast Asia, the domesticated chicken now has an annual production of 50 billion birds, and in 2018 had a total population of 23.7 billion. Which brings to mind the old joke, why did the chicken cross the sea? Because they're delicious.
Chickens live in flocks and raise their young communally. As a matter of fact, hens, female chickens, often lay their eggs in other hens' nests, and sometimes bring other hens' eggs into their own nest. Once they have enough eggs in their nest, they have what is called a clutch, and they then sit on the eggs, rarely leaving for about 21 days, at which time the chicks hatch. The hen stays on the nest for 2 more days, as the chick eats the internal yolk sac. The chicks then imprint on the hen and follow it around for several weeks. I don't know about you, but I find that extraordinary. The UK eats 34 million eggs a day. The average layer hen lays 300 eggs per year. The highest authenticated record is 371 eggs in 364 days. Layer hens live about 2 years and are then used for pet food or as soup hens. Wow, that's a creepy life. If you're wondering about the fertilization process, I have your answer. It's the chicken dance. With one wing lowered, circling the hen, the rooster waits for the crouch. After the crouch, the rooster treads on her back with both feet. After the act, he does a tail-bending display. There's no mistaking the crouch. If the hen is unreceptive, she simply runs off the dance floor. Well, we've all been there. Most of us, anyway. 388 times isn't unusual, is it? Only 2 have spit on me. Cock-a-doodle-doo! What does that mean? Many things. Predator by air or ground. This is my spot. A feeble attempt at song production. Ultimately, it's the reason I had to put $20,000 into a new set of soundproof windows. In the US, 8 billion chickens are slaughtered yearly. 300 million are used for egg production. Factory farm chickens, about 74%, live less than 6 weeks before slaughter, which puts to rest the old adage, be tasty, live long. I have a friend, Hopeless Frank Seitz, who works in the defense industry making bombs. He's a physicist who thinks all is preordained and no one has free will. He sits in a cubicle pulling 10-hour shifts. I'm not a codependent, so when I need a laugh, I stop by his office and ask, "How's it going?" He says, "You're a prick." And I start laughing. And he says, "Stop laughing." And I say, "I can't help it," and laugh harder. Then he cries. And I say, "See you next week." Buzz Beeman here with breaking news today from Flying Cloud Park in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. I'm here to report that all public pools in the Phoenix area will be closed until further notice due to the tragedy that occurred here yesterday. Authorities have now confirmed that yesterday at 4:15 p.m., 3 lifeguards patrolling this very pool evaporated. Buzz Beeman signing off saying, "That's a hot potato." I was in a nudist colony for a week. They kicked me out. I refused to use deodorant and was compulsively taking Viagra. A hearty welcome to you, Charles Big Chicken. I and millions of others have enjoyed your work over the past few years. From I and my friend to Who Laid That Egg. Thanks for the interview. Are you a rooster or a capon? A capon is a castrated rooster. Ask your mother.
Did you hear about the guy who was buried alive? Neither did I.
Breakdancing is going to be an Olympic sport. I get it. If synchronized swimming and waving shiny, skinny flags and leotards are sports, then why not breakdancing? But if these are now sports, I think we should include some of the older, more traditional sports, such as conga line and semaphore signaling. And finally, if curling is a sport, I see no reason to exclude street sweeping. Buzz Beeman with TC Streets reporting today from the Seward neighborhood, warning the metro area that music legend, notorious country bad boy, and my twin brother, Mr. Busted Hank Twitchy, shown here, is once again out of jail. He was spotted at an abandoned strip mall on 43rd and 2nd, singing his hit song, Truck Buckle, to an audience of 0. If you see Mr. Twitchy on the streets, don't encourage him. Pretend you're in a hurry to get somewhere. If you are a fan and have an uncontrollable urge to seek an autograph, please, please don't give him money. Maybe a bit of food or a belt. Heaven knows that truck buckle routine is getting old. Buzz Beeman signing off saying, Heaven help me. Heaven help us all. I need my truck buckle. I need my truck buckle. I really need my truck buckle. My pants keep falling down. Without my truck buckle. I need my truck buckle. My pants keep falling down. I need my truck buckle. Where's that truck buckle? I can't leave the house without my truck buckle.
Hey there, it's Jerry Smothers with a great tip for you on this snowy landscape. We have a snowami. Hang on one second, especially for you ladies. Hang on. All right. Well, I'm Jerry Smothers, and we'll meet in heaven, and you won't do me wrong because I've shown you the best deals in town. You'll thank me later in heaven. There's nothing else to do. It's a night with Conway Twitty. Okay? Let us read the title. First of all, look at that sexy man. You know, I'm not that kind of persuasion, but, you know, if I was a gal living in Montana, you know. Side one, I'd love to lay you down. Second song, you've never been this far before. I've already loved you in my mind. It's the third track. This is brilliant. First of all, here, let's see him again. Okay, there he is. I can't believe she gives it all to me. Jeepers creepers. What does that mean? Red naked, love making night? Side two. I see the want to in her eyes. You know, maybe it happened. The second song on side two is Don't Take It Away, which is a fantastic song. I strongly suggest you listen to it. It's fantastic. The third track is Slow Love Making. Fourth track is Rest Your Love on Me. And the last track is I'm Not Through Loving You Yet. Okay, ladies, it's a snowstorm. It's Conway Twitty. I'm not him, okay? Sorry.
Oh, what's up, man? Here we go, sir. Thank you. Have a good one.
For today's history highlight, we look at an underreported quirky behavior by our 36th president, Lyndon Baines Johnson.
I often wonder what Freud would say about President Johnson moving his bowels while conversing with his subordinates. Did President Johnson have a perverse power, pleasure, pain problem? Or was President Johnson merely a manager with an extreme view of the open door policy? My friend bought a dog because they said it was cheaper than their therapist. I thought they were missing a major benefit of their therapy. So as a close, caring friend, I had to ask them, "But does your dog sleep with you?"
The Geats wanted to drink mead in peace. For 12 years they were tormented by Grendel. Then, a hero arrived and changed the course of history.
I was going out to eat with Jean Fernrustler and her new dog Spike. As we passed a park bench, she told me to sit and stay. I've been out here in the hot sun for 3 hours now waiting for my doggy bag.
A Native American guy told me to go back to where I came from. I said, "You're going to have a hard time getting my mother to agree to that." God, help me! I'm trapped in a chicken body, and I want to help the world, but no one takes me seriously. Now we will hear from Sorbonne Université Professeur Bobby Robert.
What's the deal with roasted chicken? It's not broiled. It's not roasted. Why do they call it broasted? What's the deal?
Now that Jean Fernrustler has a dog, She says it's okay if I die. What did the guy who was buried alive say? Speaker 1. What did the guy who was buried alive say? Speaker 2. Speaker 1. Oh, you've heard that one. I used to love my morning bowel movement. That is until I discovered virtual reality. Now I just in a diaper. I asked my friend, the idealist, how he knew he was right. He was silent, which on the whole was still a better answer than the slap I received from my degenerate uncle. A guy walks into a car and says, "Pour me another." The car honks. The guy says, "That's terrible news. Make it a double." A guy walks into a bar and says, "We don't need a government," and is promptly shot. Another guy walks into a capitol and says, "I want to change the government," and is promptly shot. A third guy walks into the woods and says, "I don't need anyone," and shoots himself. Which reminds me, no one's dropped the bomb in a while. I told my friend the same story for the 100th time. They are no longer my friend. So now I'm in therapy, which is great because I have someone to listen to my stories and I don't have to listen to his. I know. The last thing you want to hear is another climate change joke. But here's another climate change joke. Why did the chicken cross the road? Hurricane force winds. Why did Donald Trump cross the road? There was a prostitute over there. This morning I ate some cold chicken my roommate left on the counter. I should have known better. I'm starting to feel we're about to experience some self-defecating humor. And now, for the American Institute of Architects Guide to Downtown St. Paul. Roy Wilkins Memorial, Spiral for Justice. The mall's most peculiar memorial, using copper-clad walls, pyramids, and other exotic elements to celebrate the achievements of Roy Wilkins, a civil rights leader raised in St. Paul. The fact, however, is vaguely unsettling. Knowing nothing of the memorial's true purpose, visitors might think they have wandered into an open-air temple of a religious cult.
Boeing 737 Max. The wings aren't too far forward. The computer can fix that. You don't need training. The engine won't overheat. Just use a post-it note. Make sure to shut the door and bolt it. The assembly line can run in any order. Who needs the FAA? Boeing 737 Max. We'll see you in the air. We'll see you in the air.
This vibrating chair is killing me. This vibrating chair is killing me. This vibrating chair is killing me. White people who think they're from a superior race don't know enough white people. Get out more. Look around. Last week I had an inappropriate erection, and I asked the universe, why are you punishing me? Conversely, the next day I had an inappropriate non-erection, and I once again asked the universe, why are you punishing me? It turns out it was a simple pill mix-up. Try explaining that to your yoga instructor and your yoga instructor.